Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me ask you about the safe and drug-free school state grants. The President's budget includes a $246 million cut to safe and drug schools state grants. Funds are used, as you know, for state and local drug and violence prevention activities K through 12 and institutions of higher education. Activities may be carried out by state and local educational agencies and by other public and nonprofit organizations. What's the justification for the ongoing cuts to this program when, despite a $650 million 07 authorization, and it's been cut, I think it's been about 26% since the enactment of this? Are our schools really drug and violence free so that we can afford to be cutting prevention funds in this program and others this substantially? And also, let me just reference Gear Up. When you talked about flat funding Gear Up, it's my understanding that currently TRIO, not Gear Up, TRIO, I know for a fact, serves only 7% of the eligible. And so I wanted to make sure we all understood that there are 93% of eligible students who are not participating in a TRIO because of the flat funding of this program. So going back to the Safe and Drug-Free Schools and Communities Act, what's going on now with school violence, and why are we continuing to cut programs to help mitigate against school violence?
Congressman, that you asked what were the two reasons that the administration used in evaluating this reduction, and they are, first, that the program has been shown to be ineffective by virtue of the part ratings that we do in the administration, and as well as the fact that 60% of the districts that get these resources get $10,000 or less, and we believe that refocusing these resources on statewide activities that can be more systemic than a diffusion of lots and lots of $10,000 grants.
Well, maybe they're ineffective because they're 10,000 or less. Maybe we need to increase the amount of money so that they can be effective, Madam Secretary. Also, the President proposes to eliminate the Evenstart family literacy program, which helps break the cycle of poverty and illiteracy by improving the educational opportunities for the nation's low-income families. Once again, why in the world are we eliminating this program? This will leave over 40,000 families without the vital literacy or parenting services that even you and I know, even if we don't have small children, we know that those centers are very, very important with the long list of families that are waiting for them. Why would the President cut this now?
Again, Congresswoman, there were 3 separate national evaluations on this program over the past 15 years, and we can certainly provide those to you that show no effect of Evenstart students. Headstart, obviously, which is at HHS, is the primary federal program that is geared at meeting the needs of families and students in this population.
And why do you continue to flat fund? You didn't get a chance to answer that question. Flat fund historically black colleges and universities and the Hispanic serving institutions, when in fact we know that there's a great demand for the participation in these institutions of higher learning by our Latino and African American students.
Well, the Pell Grant proposal that would get this grant up to $5,400 in 5 years is very much pointed at our HSIs and HBCUs, since many of them, even most of the students on these campuses frequently are Pell eligible, and that's the in a budget of tough choices that's a better allocation of resources.
Instead of supporting, so it's either or, increase the Pell Grants or support the historically black colleges and universities and Hispanic serving institutions.
We have
increased really
funding for HBCUs about 30% or so since the President took office.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Secretary, has there been any evidence or any